a lot of the guys who say I'm the first person that they've cried in front of. And afterwards they're like, why do I feel so good? If we can't feel, we also can't feel the good things. People aren't connecting. There's this gap.
What are some of the things that they can look at themselves and be like, oh, I could use this?
Do you ever feel lonely?
That gave me chills.
There's a loneliness epidemic. You have to slow down, but that's where we heal.
Welcome to another Inner Edge podcast. My name is Soleiman Balor, and today I have Keeley Shoup with me.
Hi.
She's the CEO of Cuddlist and a somatic integration specialist.
Yeah. Also, in other circles, a cuddle therapist as well. We can go with that too if it's easier.
Great.
Yeah.
Cuddle therapist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, welcome. And let's dive into what do you do? What's all this?
So I have a little insight into you knowing that you know cuddle therapy.
Yes.
Do you remember the first time and it's my interview now.
Right.
Do you remember the first time you heard about it?
Well, first time I heard about it was Cuddle Party.
Yeah.
Was through Monique Darling.
Yeah.
This was like 2017, 2016.
Yeah. We've come a cool distance in that.
Yeah.
But you asked me what I do. And so now, from a lot of those core concepts that were originally founded by Betty Martin was a big part of that, and Wheel of Consent work and the School of Consent, I recommend. So a lot of those core concepts are taken into an individual modality. So I work one-on-one with clients. I also work with couples. But we're looking at body up. So a lot of traditional talk therapy. I'm not a talk therapist. Talk therapy often really does great at examining all the things that are going on in your head. It's a neck up, right? You're getting real cerebral with it, and all of that is rich. It's a rich world.
Yeah.
My work does something a little different because the brain is one organ in your body. It is just one of the interconnected system of your body. And so if we treat it as its own separate, distinct thing, we're missing pieces.
True. Yeah.
So my job is to put the pieces together with what they're already doing.
Okay. And how do you go about doing that?
We go about doing that in the container that I use most often is the Cuddlist container. So Cuddlist is a company that trains their facilitators, and we use a couple of things, really three primary things. The first is a code of conduct so that we both know what we're doing. We both know the scope of what we're doing. And so the code of conduct outlines things like, this is platonic. Yeah. And so that's one of those setting the parameters for what is possible. It's platonic. We're going to have a certain amount of clothing, those kind of parameters, right? And then the second thing that's involved is this piece. It's called our opening agreement. But really what that's getting at is foundationally we're teaching people, it's boundaries and consent education, but we're teaching people agency through interoception. I can tease that apart.
Yes,
I can totally tease that apart. Yes. But if I'm saying it as short as possible, we are teaching people agency through interoception, and then through the client-led part, we're also helping them practice those skills, practice embodied skills. So they are able to have a relationship with someone. It's relational, but they're able to experience all of this really great comfort, reassurance, care. If you think about when it feels really good to hug someone, you're getting all of those really great things. There's all kinds of sociological or physiological benefits to it, right?
Yeah.
It lowers your heart rate, it boosts your immune system, it lowers your cortisol in your body, so it decreases stress, right? Yeah. So there's tons of healthy things about it. But then the other piece is that we're teaching communication tools for the people can use in the rest of their life, not just in their space.
Yes. So let's tease out the
There's
thing.
So
yes,
many
there's
pieces.
so many pieces, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to, so because this is for specifically guys.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
The thing that I want to talk about is the embodied, right? Because I think most of us out there,
smart.
Right? Most of us out there we're smart, we're in our heads too much. So how does this work help us get into our body? Right?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you in a funny story way.
Great.
One of the most common things in my space at the very beginning, only for the first 5 minutes, maybe less, is people will get a little bit annoyed, just mildly, but they're waiting for a lot more to happen. They're waiting for like more things. Come on, like, let's go. And the first thing about embodiment is you have to slow down.
Totally. Absolutely.
That's hard.
Yes.
Also, it can be like, if I slow down, then I gotta feel shit. I don't want to do that. Like, that sounds terrible. No, thank you.
Right.
If I slow down, I'm actually present.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the funny story. I have to like, hey, you seem like you're getting a little frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is good.
Because you're noticing it. You're noticing, when's the last time I slowed down? But that's where we heal. That's where we feel really good. That's like when people think about like being super zen or being like achieving these nirvana states, like they're slowed down and able to connect with their body. And if we're just thinking, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. So you're highlighting why we all do this, but
yeah.
Why we run away from ourselves in a sense.
Yeah, that's effectively what's happening. Yeah. I don't think that's ever the intention.
Correct. It's not conscious.
No.
Yes.
It's also really conditioned, right? And it feels good to be successful, and it feels good to get things done, and it feels good to check things off a list, and it feels good to figure stuff out. All those things feel great.
Yeah.
But we can get so wrapped up in I figured it out, I did it. And we stop feeling the good things. If we can't feel, we also can't feel the good things.
We cannot.
And that's what people are missing. That's the big, like, I don't get why there's this gap. It's because, you're not feeling all of the tough stuff, but you're also not feeling any of the good things.
It's equal.
You gotta have both.
You gotta have both.
I'm sorry. You gotta
you
have
want to feel more good? You gotta go down the rabbit hole.
A little bit,
Yeah.
We can go slowly. Like we don't have to like dive down to the bottom of the barrel at the beginning. That's not necessary. But I will say this much. I have I'm going to confess something to you right now.
Yeah. Woohoo! Confession time.
Confession time. No one tell this, okay? All of the people right now. Shh, it's between just you and I. The delight that I get in a lot of the guys who say I'm the first person that they've cried in front of, like felt comfortable and felt like that was normal and felt like it wasn't like no one's going to judge them. And like, actually that felt, wow, I felt really good after it. It's like, there's a catharsis, there's a good feeling that comes after a really deep cry. And if you haven't had that in a long time, your body's been holding on to that. And if they can do that in my space, and afterwards they're like, why did I feel so good? That was rough, but I feel really good right now. I'm like, yeah, that's the other side. You gotta get through the thing to get to the other side.
Yes.
So I get a little bit, the secret is I get a little bit of delight knowing that like dam got broken open.
This is good. Let's talk a little bit more about this so they can be like, hey, there is something on the other side.
Yeah.
So before we go into the other side, what are some of the things that they can look at themselves and be like, oh, I could use this?
It's a lot. One really quick litmus that is really effective. Do you ever feel lonely?
That gave me chills.
Yeah. There's a loneliness epidemic. How weird does your culture have to be for the Surgeon General? Weird is not a great word for this, but the Surgeon General says, hey, there's a loneliness epidemic. It's not a virus. It's not some toxin in the water. It's like people aren't connecting, like just a behavior that, or a lack of behavior really.
Yes.
That is an epidemic. What?
Right.
So yeah, it's, if you are lonely, this is the thing that's on the other side of it. The connection.
And what would you say they would like? I want to use the word courage.
Oh yeah.
But what else is there for them to be like? I'm gonna go Cuddlist website and I'm gonna find someone.
Yeah, how do I say this? It does take a lot of courage and bravery to do something that's new, outside of the norm, that's like a little bit, like for some people to be like, it's kind of weird, I don't know. But you also have to, it's twofold, I'm going to push envelopes here, my apologies. You have to value yourself enough.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. people will invest money in a lot of really cool things.
Yes.
People have a bit of a harder time investing money in something just for themselves. So they're like, okay, well, I'm going to buy this, and then this thing is for work, and then this thing is for the family, or this thing is for the, but just doing something that's like really good for you is, for some people, harder to invest in, harder to spend your time, to spend your money in, because you don't see it as productive. And that's tragic. It's horrible to not see taking really good care of yourself or putting like focus on yourself as not productive. How like down with cursing are you on this podcast?
Totally down.
Great. Fuck all that.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, like valuing yourself. And then the other piece is that when you don't, understandably, don't know the scope of what is happening in a cuddle session, right? It sounds like, okay, I'm going to go somewhere and we're going to cuddle for a little bit and then I'm going to leave, and like, why would I pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Why would you pay for that image that is coming into people's minds right now? Don't do that. That sounds weird, right? But what actually is happening is different than that picture.
Yes.
What's happening is really deep connection. So like someone actually giving a fuck about you and what you're doing. And they're not asking how your day was because they're exchanging social niceties. They're saying, no, but like, how's your heart? But like, actually, I think that you're pretty great, even if I don't know you fully, and I would like to know you. And that kind of slowed down, invested connection is not available always.
Definitely not.
That's really kind of rare. So that's one thing that's happening.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of tools that we're thinking in the background, like how sometimes the sign of an expert is you never knew they were there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's the other piece of it. Because like in my mind, while I'm in session, I'm thinking, okay, I just noted this about this person's body. I noticed that their breath was shallow, and I noticed that this is going on in this. And okay, they answered this question like this. And so I know that what I want to bring up is like, this is what's going on.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm assessing all of these things. One of the things I'm assessing is how, like, I'll give an example. It's easier to give an example. When we start my sessions, I say, great, welcome. How's your body today? And that answer to that question tells me so much, just that question. Because some people will say, oh, I'm fine. Great. So when they hear the specific question was, how's your body today?
Yeah.
Also because movement, did you sleep wrong and have a crick in your neck? Like if we're going to cuddle, you might have to shift, or like, is your arm sore from your workout, whatever it is. I'm asking about their body, but if they answer with I'm fine, right? We're not dropped in yet. And they didn't hear the question, or they're not used to answering that question, right? That's not familiar for them.
Correct.
And so then I might say like, okay, yeah, great. So it seems like you're on a normal thing, but is there anything you're noticing about your body? Is there anything like off or different, or very the same? Like, is something really regular for you? Not that way. And then they might say like, no, I don't, it seems fine. What that double down tells me is that they're probably not connected to their body yet.
Correct.
That's okay. If someone says, well, actually, yeah, my back's been killing me. I think I'm just hunched at my desk job all day long, right?
Yeah.
And okay, they could feel their body. Some people literally, will go down this and I'll be like, hey, do you feel your feet on the floor right now? Can you? No. Nah. No. Can you feel yourself in a chair? No, I can't feel that. Okay, we know where we're starting.
Yeah,
this is fine.
Yeah.
And so it's all of that background stuff that's going on, which of course you wouldn't get from just thinking about going and cuddling with someone. You don't know that I'm doing all that stuff.
Totally.
And the people in my space don't always know I'm doing that stuff, right?
Yeah.
If I'm doing it well, they never will know that I'm doing that.
Wow, you're like a Jedi, cuddler, magician. I love that.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I was going to make a joke about yes, it comes from trauma, hyper-attunement, hyper-awareness.
Right? Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
Which is, in some ways, it's fascinating. Our trauma is our gold.
Yes.
It sucks that you had to, and I had to. We had to go through that. And now you get to serve others.
I have a friend who wrote a book called Treasure Hunting in the Underworld.
Oh, cool title.
Right? That's a super cool title. But it's kind of exactly about that. It's like you can find these incredible treasures in in hell.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
In the hellacious experiences
Absolutely,
of your world.
for sure.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lillian Moore. Great stuff.
Cool.
Little plug. I'm not getting paid. It was just apropos of the moment.
It was.
But yeah, so that's some of the things that are going on. We're also definitely assessing like relational skills. So one of the big scary pieces about this is like, I'm not a service that you can like order pizza from.
Okay.
Right? So it's not like, okay, well, I want this cuddle position and I want to do this. We're creating an experience together.
Yeah.
So you might be like, I want this. I'm like, that sounds delightful. I'm not going to do that. But I love that you had that desire. That was really cool. Like, oh man, that sounds amazing. That would hurt my body. We're not doing that because that would hurt my body. But I love that idea. Okay, so if we're getting something close to that my body can do, what about this thing, right? And so we're creating the experience together, but you're going to hear no from me because I'm not going to do anything that I don't want to do. I'm not going to do anything that I'm not comfortable doing, which means they can relax. You know the like age-old thing in relationships where it's like, oh, I just want him to mind read.
Right.
Or like, oh, she wants me to be a mind reader.
Totally.
That's obnoxious. It's a trope for a reason, right? You'll never have to mind read in this
He should have
space.
known.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You need to tell. You need to communicate. Communication is the thing.
Yeah.
And so the cool thing about that is that we're practicing that kind of communication so that they can take them with them to their relationships. Okay. And then their relationships can improve that way because I'm modeling that behavior and I'm saying, hey, yeah, actually, I'm never going to do that thing. And this is what it feels like when someone never does that thing. And you may never have felt that before. And so how do you know what to go for? Correct. How do you know what to look for if you've never felt it?
Correct. The feeling of when someone says no. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's so powerful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
so cool. The transformation people get from no is rejection. And like their body, they might not feel their body, but I can see what their body is doing. Yeah. They tense up, everything in like this section clamps down.
Yes.
Right? Like rejection.
Totally.
And I can see their whole body change. I love going and seeing someone. It takes a couple sessions to get there often, but going from that to when I say no, they know it's an invitation for better, something better, right? Than what they originally thought. And so they lean forward. They're like, what? Let's do it. Okay. What do you have in your back pocket now? Nice. And so it makes hearing no or like rejection actually, it's going to sound weird. It's kind of something you look forward to.
Okay.
Because you know for certain that person trusts you. Right. And that they're actually participating in making your experience good. If they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess. Like, that's not fulfilling
so dull.
to No, absolutely not. They're like, no, not that because.
Something better.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you can get goofy, right? It doesn't have to feel like rejection, but that's then a translatable skill to everywhere. God, the doors that not being afraid of rejection can open. Holy cow.
Holy cow. In business, relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
All over the place.
Great. This is phenomenal. Let's switch to the other side.
Sure.
Now they've worked with you. What are the results in their life that besides obviously you can see that we went through, like, they're going to learn how to, get rejected, receive no's and be okay with it. Mm-hmm. What other things have you seen that the people that you work with, after they've worked with you for, I don't know, let's say a few sessions, what are the sort of results that they see?
It depends on what we're working on, and it's really pretty profound. So my practice involves a lot of relationship transition. So a spouse, a partner, a loved one has passed, there's been a breakup, there's been a divorce, there's a big swath of what I work with, right? Okay. And very frequently, the time that they stop working with me is because they're in a new relationship, right? Yeah. And that's going really well. And so that's definitely a marker. Different jobs. I've had lots of people change entire careers. Here's the story. In addition to like they got a promotion or they went and like were at Amazon and now they're at this really nice company. That's a true story. Or we were doing a tool that I'll teach you later actually. But it's interoceptive skill building. Interoception is our ability to feel inside of our bodies, right?
Yep.
And so we were doing a exercise, and I ask a bunch of questions, and then that person says yes or no to the questions. We're not going to do any of it. But then they also notice if there was a sensation. So like if I were to say, will you pick up dog poop? And like they kind of recoil, then it's like, okay, here's what we're noticing in that. Your body did a thing without you thinking about it, right? Like you actually moved away, right? And so we're noticing all those things. And we do a couple of easy questions at first just to get a baseline. Okay, do you like ice cream? Like things that are really obvious yeses and nos so that they can notice those feelings and sensations and be like, okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Actually, my brain takes a lot longer than my body to answer these questions. There's information that my body is giving me that I don't even realize is coming on. And my body is processing the information faster than my brain. It's faster than my brain. That's really important. And we were doing and this person, been in law school, was in their final 4 years of all of their entire, like law school has been their thing their entire life. That's what, like, they were a toddler walking around with a gavel, right? Like that was part of their world and part of their life path, partially, parentally supported and influenced. And I was doing these things and I thought I was asking a baseline question, like an establishing question. And this was like maybe the fourth or fifth question. And I go, are you excited and ready to start law school? The next phase. And they stopped and they said, oh no. Because everything in their body did the same thing that the no's were doing.
Wow.
And we had to pause. We stopped the game. He's like, my existential crisis.
Totally.
Oh God.
My life.
I just have to rethink my identity. It was a whole thing. And we were able to support him through it. And he's doing really cool things now.
All
and
right.
he pivoted.
Okay.
And all of that, because there's sunk cost fallacy. There's this whole thing of like, I've done this my entire life. How is it even remotely possible for me to do something else? But he was able to pivot, and I don't know if he would, like, his life was on rails.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have changed
Man.
without that moment,
What
a slowdown.
What a powerful story.
I love that story so much.
It's so powerful.
So, like, those kinds of things can be possible in the session, just to change your entire
change
life
it,
trajectory.
exactly.
Or trajectory.
Hell yeah.
That is rare. Please understand. It is not an everyday thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that yes/no game that you're referring to is such a powerful, it's so powerful. And it's so simple. Mm-hmm. Just, can you tune in, receive a few no's, receive a few yeses, see what your body does. And it could be a practice you do constantly. Yeah.
I've been doing that practice for 10 years.
Yeah.
Still do it. Still do it and still find new information every time I do it. Still evaluate. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. It's like, no, I'm not going to get over like breathing or like box breathing, right? Like that's always going to be a tool and that's always going to be useful. And so this is one of those things.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into a little bit about how did you get here? Like what was sort of your journey to discovering, how it led you to be a CEO of Cuddlist?
I am going to start when I was little.
Yeah,
this is not, but like I was born on a Tuesday.
Exactly.
No, like it's
This will be a
relevant.
4-hour podcast. Get ready. Let's go.
Welcome to my autobiography TED Talk. So growing up, from the time I was born until like middle school, my mom was a NICU nurse.
Okay.
And so we would go in as a family and hold the babies because it helped them survive. Right? That's pretty formidable.
Yeah.
And you're
is
like,
really formidable.
I didn't spend, so every New Year's was spent watching the first baby born in the new year. It was really cool kind
That's
of growing
cool.
until I was old enough to know that I wanted to go to a party. Like that was what we did, right? Then my mom switched in late middle school to hospice care. And my family tradition was going and volunteering where my mom worked. And so I would go, and I went from seeing how holding a baby was key to its survival, the touch was what made it survive, to when people are terrified and maybe the hardest thing that they have of their entire life. How touch made it peaceful, made it connected, made it I'm getting goosebumps, a really beautiful transition instead of the scariest loneliness, most horrible thing that you could ever go through. So like, that was formidable.
That's so formidable.
That really shaped a lot of me. And then I went to school for film and television and did other things, and for Japanese and French. And I was on this like, I got to be practical. I got to figure out what I want to do. But in my spare time, when I was like doing my hobbies or when I had free time, I was spending it giving my friends massages. I was spending it taking AP psychology courses in high school, getting college credits in psychology that I had no intention of graduating with. I was just like, but no, they're not teaching me enough, and I want to know more. Autistic, hi. Yeah, special interest. And so I was like, I need more of this. I need to know more. That was my hobby time. And so it still didn't click that something along these lines was I didn't want to go into traditional therapy because I knew it was going to feel cold, and I didn't know how else to describe that, right? So then I like worked in insurance and in mortgages and did a bunch of jobs. And then I randomly happened on this event called Cuddle Party. It's kind of your origin too, in that of this world. And that event changed the rest of the trajectory of my life. That event was my version of that lawyer's event. Yes. That was like now everything is pivoting to a whole different space. It was like, this is the thing that puts all of the pieces together. That was all I could figure out at the time. And I will say in that first one, I like cried for like 3 hours. Not like the catharsis of crying is good. I was just there's so many things happening. I was learning about consent. I was kind of in a bad space in my life anyway. And I was lonely, and I was in a career that I hated, and like, this place was so comfortable. And so part of it was just like stress exiting my body, right? Part of it was I was learning about consent, and like people actually gave a fuck if I said yes or no to things, right? Like they're like, actually, I'm invested in you. Can you please just not say the answer you think I want to hear? Woo. I hated that. Can you please not say the answer I want to hear? But no, you want to hear it. I must say it. I cannot disappoint. I was a good Midwestern girl. And then I learned more about the techniques behind it, and it continued to fall into place. It continued to be the thing that made the most sense. And before that moment, people would talk about, like, they would use these words, and these words seemed real flowery. Okay, we're not Ray Bradbury here. The words were like purpose, and your purpose and like your mission in life, the fulfillment in life. I was like, okay, let's be calm. Like, we work so that we have money to go on vacations and live a decent life, but that's just the rat race that we're in. Can we stop being silly? And then this was what made those words make sense. Oh, wow. And now I understand why people use those words, and they're not actually just blowing smoke. No. Weird. Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah.
And when did you, so Cuddle Party, then what led you to Cuddlist?
Oh, well, weirdly enough, the founders of Cuddlist met in my living room.
Cool.
Yeah. Because I was like plugged into that. One of the founders was doing cuddle parties in my area in Chicago, and met, I was the host of a workshop facilitated by the incredible Marsha Kaczynski. Awesome. Asking for what you want. Check it out. Not being paid. And it was a workshop, and they both attended, and then they linked up, and Madeline had already been doing this work with individuals through some super shady sites. And like, do y'all remember Backpage? Through stuff like that. Like full props to sex workers, but this was just a very roundabout way of trying to do something different than that. And so it was very like cloak and dagger and whatnot. And I'm very much a person who's like, no, let's just be honest and straightforward with people, and like let's give people the choice that they need so that they can actually like figure out their decisions in an accurate way. And then they founded it. They got together. Madeline's like, people need training for this. People need like actually comprehensive training for this, because it's not a regulated industry. To this day, it's not a regulated industry. So vet your professionals, but you should do that for everyone. You should do that for your psychiatrist. You should vet the people that you're going to work with to make sure they are a match for you, because they might be a match for somebody else that's not you. Anyway, so that's my little soapbox about vetting your professionals. But she wanted people to be safer. She wanted people to understand how to do this really well, and not be that like kind of heated body pillow moment, because that's not actually fulfilling for anybody.
No, there's no transformation in that. No. It's like, no. All right.
So I was like, you're doing a cool thing. I want to support you. And then a couple years ago, the founders were kind of in a phase of moving on to other projects, and they'd been working really hard for like years building this thing. And it was a really great passing of the torch, right? They were retiring, they were going on to other things. And so myself and another person in the community were like, we got you. We love this, and we've loved it since day one, and we'll take the torch.
Love it.
Yeah.
Congrats. That's a big one. Yeah. Tell them a little bit about, let's hear a little bit about, so what is the Cuddlist? What's the process if someone wants to become a Cuddlist?
Yeah, absolutely. The training is online and Zoom calls, and it's 2-week intensive. And the process is online material that's a mix of written and video, and we try to make it multimedia and entertaining and engaging. I, like with my ADHD, I can't, if you just gave me a book, I'd be like, deuces, thanks so much, bye. And so we do that, and then at the end of each of the weeks, and at the beginning, we do a 2-hour Zoom call that is taking all of the things that you've learned through the courses and then putting them in your body. So like, what are the activities that we're doing in this session? How are we deepening these concepts? And then there's paired activities that they're required to do outside of class so that they can actually do and practice this. And then through all that, if they get finished and they get certified, then they can list on the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a curious question. What are the stats, men to women?
Oh, for being trained, like students that are becoming Cuddlists? I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, and I appreciate you asking that, because that's a good back pocket number to have. If I were to guesstimate.
Yeah, let's guesstimate.
Yeah, I would say 80%. It's changing. It's genuinely changing. I think for the first couple years, it was like there was 0.1% male. Folks. But that was like the 2015 and to 2019. Now we have our cohorts are about 10 people, 10 to 14. 14 is our max. Actually, so most of the time 14 people, and then 1 or 2 guys each time. Pretty much each cohort. Great. So all right. That math. Yeah. I didn't go to school for math.
10 to 20%. Yeah. 10 to
20%. Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
We're expanding stuff too. We just got lovely gentleman asking about the different kind of accommodations he can do. He's legally blind, and he's like, this is really speaking to me, and I would love to do this. How are we gonna? And so we're out of stage of like, let's figure that out. Let's see what we can do.
Yes.
Because there's an interesting piece to that, right? Because a lot of what I am doing is looking at physical cues.
Correct.
And so it's going to be interesting it's going to be a lot of process for both sides. So he might not have capacity for it, and we might not have capacity for it, because we'd have to collaborate on how to do the thing. We don't have a standard set thing already built, but it'd be interesting. I bet there'd be ways. There's got to be ways.
There's got to be ways.
Oh yeah. But so there's cool little ways it's growing each day. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Mm-hmm. Let's dive into the exercise.
Yeah, into it.
So, explain it before you do it, and then when you can do it.
Okay. So this exercise, the biggest thing I want people to remember as we're doing this exercise is to focus on the sensations in your body. Your mind is probably going to come up with answers or stories or thoughts that are really concrete about why. Great, all wonderful information. That information we're just going to put slightly to the side and focus a bit more on the sensations that are happening in your body. That's the purpose of this particular exercise. I'm going to ask a series of questions. I will pause after each question, and so and I highly recommend, even if you're at home alone, saying the thing out loud. There is science behind thinking it versus physically saying it. We're trying to do the things in the body, right? And your body will react differently to you saying something versus you thinking something. So I do recommend saying the yes or no out loud. And then I'll take a pause and you'll be able to notice what's in your body. And then I'll move on to the next question and pause and you'll notice what's in your body. And we'll do this for a few rounds. I also highly recommend, if you're willing, standing. Standing as a posture or for this is going to make you more acutely aware. When you have more points of contact to a chair, that is stabilizing what your body is doing. Whereas if you are standing, the only point of contact is the floor, right? And so you will be able to notice if you sway a little bit more or like there's a bit more access you have to your natural movement. So I highly recommend you stand and notice your body in this. So that's the preface or the setup for it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You gonna stand? Yeah. All right, I'm going to do a series there'll be requests or invitations. And again, we're not going to do any of these, obviously, and anyone at home, you can participate. Would you like a hug? Would you be willing to take out my trash for a week? Do you want a ghost pepper? Right now. Nice deep breath. Can I give you $300,000? Nice deep breath. Will you tell me a secret? Do you want to go for a walk? Will you write this report for me? Can I borrow your car? Would you like me to take you to a thrift store, dress you in a very silly outfit, and then take pictures of it? So I'm going to pause this here and ask, what kinds of things are you noticing? It might be worthwhile for people to have that vicarious experience.
Cool. So in the first two took me a minute to sort of like feel my nervous system. It's interesting when you said ghost pepper, I was like, ooh, like I got curious. I'm like, I know it's going to be hot, but I am curious for it. Mm-hmm. When you said, can I give you 300,000? My stomach actually tightened.
Yep.
Like I would have thought I would have said yes to it, but I'm saying no because I'm like, what are the expectations? What's involved? Like, what do you want from me? Giving you my car was no question. I was like, I already thought about like, here's the keys. What else was there? Trash had like, I don't mind, but I don't know about a week. Report was hell no. Go write your own report.
When you found that hell no,
yeah,
was that the only one that was like hell no, like grounded in your body?
The 300,000 was also like a
okay.
Yeah.
So I noticed you holding your stomach, so it happens really low in your stomach. And it's not like in chest, it's not in diaphragm, it's low.
Yeah.
No's are low for you.
Okay.
Or at least in this example. When you were was there one that you were a big yes to?
Oh yeah, the car.
The car? Where do you notice that? What happened?
My whole, that's so cool. My whole body was just like like the image, my body was just like, here are the keys. Like I was literally throwing the keys at you.
You're opening your arms.
Yeah.
I'm noticing you opening your arms, and you're kind of lifting a little bit while you do it.
Yeah.
So as opposed to in the bottom of your stomach, this, like to exaggerate that movement. Yeah. But those are the kind of things that like, when we start to have that communication with our body, it is giving us really good information, and it's a bigger and more complete picture of us than just examining our thoughts and brain alone. Because you even had one of these really cool realizations in that of, you would have thought, oh, someone's asking to give me money.
Yeah.
Right? But your body told you more about your history, your feelings, your associations, right? Like maybe there's money stuff for you around. You said like, what else do you expect? Maybe there's expectation stuff, right? Like it can really dig up some cool things that we do not have access to in our thinking minds and our frontal cortex. Like some of this stuff is subconscious. Some of this stuff lives pretty buried, pretty deep. And this is a quick access to it. It could take you like some therapists are entirely brilliant at their job. Most are entirely brilliant at their job, and they'll get there. And I also find that this kind of expedites that a little bit. The more, or at least there is a very clear correlation to the more access you have to your body, the more access you have to the important information about you, which means the faster you can navigate and figure out, and the things aren't like being held from you that you can then process or deal with or figure out or use.
Yeah. And so it's like one of those things where now I think I'm going to go and do some journaling on, okay, so what was it about 300,000 that I was saying no to, and uncover that instead of it just being like something in my subconscious.
Also, even teeny things, like you're like, the trash, I thought it'd be fine, but how long? Like there's another piece of like duration, time, setting containers, like setting limits on things might be really reassuring for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something
for
about
me too.
the time bound. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone has seen the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, there's a like line that she goes to over and over again of, you can do anything for 10 seconds. And she's like in a bunker cranking. And it's really funny to always think of that. It's like, I can do anything for 10 seconds. I can do anything for 10 seconds. But duration makes a huge difference on what, and that's kind of a cool realization that can come up in that. Yeah.
That's so, powerful. Take it with you. This is great.
It is a gold mine. You can dig and dig and dig and find stuff all the time in that exercise, and you can do it to yourself. You don't have to have someone else asking you the yes and no questions. What can be helpful when you're doing this activity just by yourself with no one else giving prompts, start off with your litmus, right? The yeses and nos that are no-brainers. Don't try to throw yourself a curveball for the first 5 questions. Just get your baseline so that your body you can adjust to noticing your body, and you have a really solid, like, what's my hell yes right now? Okay, that's what that is. And then you can start asking yourself some questions about your life, and you might have interesting insights. It's kind of like, I'm gonna relate it to something a little bit in the woo-woo world. You know how sometimes people will go to like get a tarot reading about a question that they don't really know, but really they know what they want the answer to be? Or we'll get out of the woo-woo world. I have a friend who says, how I make decisions is I flip a coin. I don't care where the coin lands. Damn. When the coin is in the air, I know what I'm hoping it will land on. And that's how I make my decision. Oh. But he always flips that coin because he's like, all right, heads yes, tails no, flips the coin. And while it's in the air, he has an immediate impulse of what he wants it to fall on. And that's how he finds his answers. Okay. It's that thing. You're tapping into that interoceptive thing.
Interoceptive.
Mm-hmm. Interoception. Oh.
Yeah, I like it.
Hack your body.
Totally. So we should also call you hack body?
Body hacker.
Body hacker.
Okay, I'm a 90s kid. This is taking me right back to like, like hackers from the, I'll enter.
Oh my God.
Hack the planet.
Oh my God.
Hack your body.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. Angelina Jolie killed it.
Oh my God, killed it. That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
We digress.
We do. What's your current offer?
Yeah. So if I'm working with folks individually, so they can reach out to me. I'm in Chicago and in Los Angeles every month. And I travel quite a bit. And so I can either set someone up on my notification list for when I'm in a new city. And then I send out notifications to those people because I will often, like I was just in Baltimore and in DC for a big psychotherapy conference. And so while I was in town, I can see clients at the spaces that I'm in. So feel free to reach out, Keeley Shoup at Gmail, or my website's Keeley Shoup. But so that's for individual work. I also do couples work. We didn't talk about it a lot today. It's a big world. But the cool thing with the couples work is I am teaching couples how to do this stuff for each other. Oh. Right? Like I'm teaching, how do you have a shared language around touch so that you two are meeting? And so that's really cool. And then if someone is more looking into like doing this work, because you're like, okay, all that stuff that chick just said seems really interesting and I want to know more. And then you could go to cuddlist.com and there's information there. You can also email like Keeley at Cuddlist, wherever you email. Yeah. I'll get it to the right spot. It's no big. But you can email me there and or reach out, and there's really great trainings. We're training every month.
Beautiful. Hell yeah. Yes. I used to be a cuddlist.
It's true.
And it was amazing while I was doing it. It was phenomenal, actually. Like lots of fun, like amazing experiences, seeing transformations in people. So highly recommend it. Whether you become a practitioner or a client, it's amazing work. It's a lot of healing, amazing work. So.
You were a great cuddlist.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell on you a little bit. I think you use a lot of those tools today.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time.
Oh yeah, all the time, for sure. Yeah.
That's the other cool thing. I'm gonna plug this last little piece. The training is great for people wanting to do this work, but we have people all the time. We have therapists taking it because they want to know more about this. We've got people who've been a client a lot and they want more. They don't want to do this work, but they want more of this, and they want to be able to do it in their life even more expertly. And so they do it as personal growth and development. They do it as like, I want the key to what they're doing. I don't want to have to, keep learning. I want to be a participant in it. Yes. And recreate it in my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about yourself and your body, definitely a good program.
It's really, I like it.
Well, thanks for joining us. And we're going to see her in the Inner Edge community for something a little bit more. Final thoughts, final remarks.
My final remark is in the world today, I spend my days like trying not to continue to lose my faith in humanity. Every moment, right? I go to work and it restores my faith in humanity every time. That's what I want to leave it with. That's what this work does. That's what every client, I will like walk through file or go to bat for every single one of my clients. I will, the people and what that tells me, there's nothing besides the fact that they were courageous enough to seek this out. There's nothing in them that is particularly unique. They are people of the world. They are from all walks. There is not a unifying thing. They are humans. And what that tells me is that at the core, all humans are what I get to experience in the small hour, 90-minute sessions that I experience. And the rest of the bullshit in the world is what's obscuring the thing that I get to experience. And it's the biggest honor of my life to get to experience it all the time.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful final remark.
Thanks.
Bye for now.